Go. And according to this, we're live. Oh my God! It's Richard. Let me make sure the volume's down on everything here.
The stars have aligned.
I know. I hear something just like last time. Can I mute this? Let's see if that works. Nope.
Still hear it.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Tom. Tell us if the audio's okay. Is the audio okay, or is there feedback or anything? Oh, I hear me over there. Hi. I'm here with this guy again in Ohio. How does that happen?
Yeah. Why Ohio? Why are we in Ohio?
Why is there air? There we go. Audio is good. Thank you guys for confirming. I'm here for work, and I thought I should, at least stop by and see this guy. And luckily, there's nothing happening in the news tonight, so we just decided to go live.
Slow day.
Slow news day. Not a lot going on. We have a guest. You hear us refer to him a lot. It's not Evan. It is our friend, DD Comics Fan on Instagram, Forrest. Forrest, come here. Sit down. Squeeze in here. Why are we live? Why not? Okay, you didn't hear it? There you go. Richard's taking all the room because it's his house. What's going on? We're going to set this here so we can share this mic. How's that?
All right, that'll work.
I like Comic Journey. Why are you live? I don't know. Why are we live?
Why not?
Why are we not? Why are we? Why were you not? We've got 17 of you all, which is 17 more than I thought we were going to have. So thanks for being here. It's that nice Eurythmics. Oh, I should show that nice Eurythmics shirt, John. Were I ever to get a chance to collaborate musically with a well-known person, she would be my top choice. And I'm a thrash metal kind of guy. Annie Lennox is a friggin' legend. So there's that. Frog Brawler says hi. And there's our Tom. And Comic Book Fanboy says the audio is good. Comic Journey, as we said, is why is there air? And Forrest.
Hello.
You were at Fan Expo with Richard in Cleveland. And what was your take on it? We heard Richard's.
It was very interesting. I've never been to Fan Expo before, but there were only 5 comic book dealers, and it was kind of not cool. So
Vadim says, okay, you're all together with Forrest, but where is Evan, Richard?
Evan is in the great state of Florida today.
Yeah.
Good time to be there.
Yeah. He's doing the Disney thing with his family.
He's at Disney. By the way, Disney to DeSantis. Check and mate. Google that if you like.
That's with the mouse.
Right?
So, but the only good thing about Fan Expo is
show everybody. That would be a Funko Pop of Hercules. This was what? This was a Fan Expo?
It was an exclusive, but it doesn't say Fan Expo. It just says special edition on it. But
so this is the most recent Hercules outfit, which I'm a fan of. I thought was a good redesign because it left the chest exposed. You don't want to screw with. Why mess with perfection? Someone in the comments asked about Fan Expo exclusives because they don't say Fan Expo Cleveland. So are they just Fan Expo exclusives for every city, or are they city exclusives?
That's a good question, because we got the
comic as well. What was it this time?
There was a Batman. Or the Batman Beyond.
Oh, Batman Beyond,
the foil.
Foil, right.
And then there was a Batman comic, and then there was one other one. I think there were 3. So
yeah, I bought the foil because I'm a big Batman Beyond fan.
Were you talking? Sorry, I was really fascinated.
It was Batman Beyond #1, and we were wondering, is it Batman Beyond #1 from 1999 that they did a foil of, or is it a newer series? And I frankly have not opened the book.
Yeah, so I didn't either, so I couldn't tell you.
Marvel La La Land says, price on that Wolverine behind you?
Oh, yeah. Wolverine.
Don't drop it.
I will not. This is the first limited series. I don't have a price on it yet. It is for sale.
You're selling it? Okay.
Yeah,
Make an offer, La La Land.
Excuse me.
Dino, my friend buddy Dino, it looks like Richard's better half has allowed the book wall to come back into the kitchen. At least temporarily.
It'll be gone. It'll be gone first thing in the morning.
It's mobile.
Very temporary. Very temporary. And by the way, I'm shocked we are cat free tonight. There are no cats crawling all over
They're
the
not.
table tonight.
They're
they're
zonked out.
so they're out someplace.
Jason, say his last name.
Brownell.
There you go. He says he misses your old basement setup, Richard.
Yeah, thank you. It's all comic book boxes now.
Oh man, Forrest. So
Yes.
you're here. You are probably the biggest Daredevil fan I know.
Yes, I am.
Tell everybody when you started reading the book.
So I started reading the book with the Ann Nesenti run. So
Strange place to jump on. What made you jump on then?
it was when I started collecting.
And what was it about Daredevil? You like the costume, or you like the concept?
Well, we played Marvel. What was it called? Role playing game.
It was Marvel Superheroes, the TSR role playing game. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just always liked Daredevil, so that's just what I gravitated to. I'm also a big Batman fan, so I'm
Okay.
like the guys that don't have big, special powers. So.
Right. So everybody else is picking like cosmic level characters, like Silver Surfer and Quasar, and you pick Daredevil.
Yeah, like the underdog.
By the way, Vadim says, I was just looking for a lint brush on the table in front of you. I haven't needed it tonight. The cats are all, we got here a couple hours ago. We actually recorded an episode earlier, and the cats have all been chilled out. Like they're super sleepy. So no roaming kitties tonight. Fascinating, I know, for a live stream.
There are 4 cats here. So
you start with Ann Nesenti, and did you immediately like it, or were you like, this is weird?
Oh no, I loved it. And Typhoid Mary is one of my favorite villains.
Right.
So
You came out on a good time because, her first few issues, she had to get ramped up. And you came on right on Typhoid Mary, right?
yeah, that's when I came on, and then I went back and got the rest because she started on 236.
Yeah, she
which
started
the
off as
25th anniversary.
she started off as a fill-in. She was only supposed to be a fill-in.
Oh, that's
writer.
right.
Mhm.
Because that's what Jim said, right?
Yep.
When the interview.
And nobody wanted to take over for Frank Miller because they were all scared. And I think she had, the advantage of ignorance.
Right.
Because she came from outside comics, she didn't care. So she's like, "Sure, I'll write this funny book."
what was that last choice?
Nobody picked Quaid. I saw that, James. I would obviously.
there was a choice in the.
I like Quasar also.
Yeah, but I don't think he was around when that was popular, the game, because Quasar didn't get his own book until like 89, 88, 89.
Right.
So I think you're right, James. I don't think anybody picked Quasar. Well, he was in the game though, because he was around. He just didn't have his own book. Look. Signal Comics. Are you in Ohio again, John? Nope. This is a simulation.
Yeah.
I'm teasing, of course. Yeah, we're at Richard's house again. I'm here for work. So there you go. Anne was the woman without fear, for sure, to take that on. James, I almost texted, "Oh, no Tinkerballs." And then I realized out of context, I might get banned in a hurry. True.
He's someplace around.
He was sleeping in the chair earlier.
Oh, poor Tink. We are just kind of chilling tonight. So you guys throw us some comments. We've got 34 of you, which amazing. I know everybody probably needs a break from the news today. We did.
Yeah, it's been a newsful day all the way around.
I don't want to spoil the episode we just recorded, but we could talk a little bit about Marvel.
Marvel's going through some changes. It seems that DC is no longer going to keep Marvel as a separate entity, but it's going to absorb it into.
Did you say Disney or DC?
Did I say DC?
You said DC.
I meant Disney. Disney is going to absorb Marvel into its own publishing arm. So Marvel, as a comic book publisher, is no more.
I don't know. They haven't announced
That's
that yet.
Well, they said that they were going to be. Well,
They're going to be absorbed
They're going to
by.
be absorbed by.
Yeah.
Disney already has a publishing arm,
Right.
that does children's books and other young adult books. I mean, my assumption was that they would take over the publishing of Marvel Comics as well.
Worst case scenario, it gets farmed out to like IDW or like the kids' books and the licensed stuff is now. Parker Rizzo, just like X-Men 94 to 143, nothing tops Daredevil 158 to 181.
I can't disagree with you.
Yeah, those are
Quasar 1 to 61.
no, those are both excellent runs.
The Quasar run is pretty good too.
I would say I would put what was Grunwald's run on Cap from 309 to right before Cap Wolf. It was a great run. I think Cap Wolf. I liked Cap Wolf.
It was the shark jumping.
It was Cap Wolf the shark jumping, or was the superior stratagem when they all got turned into women?
Either one. Take your pick.
Bart Grunwald laying down the groundwork for trans rights with superior strategy, forced trans rights. I don't think they wanted to be changed. Will we be together, Mike Will we be together at any East Coast cons? Funny you mentioned that, Mike. It's tentative. Forrest, you want to tell him? I have something on my tongue.
Which one?
You just asked about New York?
New York, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot when it was already.
October. It's in
Oh,
October,
that's right.
October, right? I sent you those,
Yeah, you sent me a text.
and completely forgot. October 12th to the 15th is the New York Comic
I think there's a very, I would say 80% chance of seeing all three of us at New York Comic Con.
I've never been, so that would be fun,
I know Richard and I are going to be
Oh.
at San Diego.
right?
Oops.
What do you got?
I wanted you to show, but I put it up
have,
there.
have any of you read James Robinson's Starman? A lot like Quasar, where it shows a sheer love of comics in every page, but has some really deep dramatic turns. One of the best runs you can get. I have not read Starman. I know it's on the pile after Hickman's.
Oh, God, please, yes.
You guys know. Go ahead and you can throw this stuff up there. You're closer.
Yeah.
I love DD also. Only missing 8 issues to complete the first 300 issues. What are they, 1 through 8?
Yeah, which yeah. When did I finish mine? In 2020?
Which run?
Well, I have one full run of everything from 1 all the way until now. And then I have pretty much almost another run of up to like 300.
Do you have 2 number 1s?
I do.
Oh my Lord. You got them cheap too.
I bought the 4.0 for less than I bought the 1.8
Wow.
for.
Wow.
Okay.
So
Bat Signal. What about the Cleveland Con? I think we can mention that.
Yeah, there's a convention called NeoCon that's coming up in July, and we will be there at NeoCon. And that should be fun.
It's June or is it July?
it's July 30th.
July 30th.
July 30th.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday, July 30th. If you go to Neo, just like the Matrix, neocomiccon.com, you can check it out. It's in North Olmsted, Ohio. I'm going to be flying out for that. Forrest
I'll
and
be there.
Richard obviously live here. It's going to be my first Ohio convention appearance. We're actually going to be live streaming, and have a setup there.
Mhm.
So come join us.
Great. It's a great show. It's one of my favorite local shows. It's been going on for years. It is a completely comic book show. Lots of booths, lots of vendors, and it's a good time.
It's all comics,
Yeah,
man. That's
right.
the thing. That's the key. Do they have any vendors announced yet? Or is that vendor info on the website?
Was on here?
Yeah. Okay, I think you're going to see, You guys went last year, right?
Yeah,
we did.
How was it?
It was
it was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
There was.
There you go. It was good.
No, it
Your
was-
in-depth review from your two roving reporters.
that most comic book conventions shows you go to, there's 6-7 vendors.
Yeah.
There was at least 20 different vendors there.
Okay.
And they varied from people selling modern stuff, people selling
dollar box stuff.
Yep, there's a lot of Golden Age books,
Good.
some pulps. So there's a huge variety of different vendors, and I've always enjoyed the show because it's the show that I bought my very first Ultimate Fallout 4.
Oh,
I bought it for $100.
Oh.
And I was railing, saying, "Man, that's a lot of money to pay for a modern comic book."
And now it's $100 again.
Almost.
James is answering our question.
Oh.
1 through. He's missing 8 issues of Daredevil, and they are
1 through 7.
1 through 7.
And
Oh, no,
whoops.
just go scroll down like
No.
that and do that. He's missing 1 through 7 and 227. It's
227.
I'm trying to think myself.
I'm trying to remember what the cover is.
It's the beginning of the Frank Miller Born Again run, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. You tell us, James. You know, Rick says, I've been binge watching y'all for 2 days. Love the show. You guys make me laugh. Oh, Rick. 2 days of us? Dear Lord.
tell.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of
Oh, yeah.
Born Again. Rick, thank you very much.
Thank
Seriously, we love hearing that. We appreciate it very much. And Dino says that's back when old Hornhead had 1 D on his chest.
That's right.
Changing the subject somewhat, are there plans for bringing Jim Shooter back sometime soon? Absolutely.
We had so much fun with it.
Mhm.
It was just great. And Jim's a great guy. I saw him at, he would happen to be at the convention that we just went to, Fan Expo. And so I spoke to him there.
You guys
Right.
cornered him.
We cornered him.
You
Yeah,
didn't
it was-
have to.
No, there weren't a lot of people over there, so we talked to him for a while. Somebody else came up and he was telling us the story. So instead of stopping to talk to us, to talk to the new person, he just kind of invited them in the middle of
Oh.
the story and just
That's nice.
started looking at her every once in a while when he was talking.
Good.
So, but yeah, great stories.
Robert Reese says, thank you, Bronze and Modern Gods. Found Bloodshot Salvation 10 Kim Jun-gi cover, one of the rarest Valiant comics ever printed. This has been a journey. Do you have that one?
I do not have that.
Robert, is that like recent Valiant?
Yeah, it's
Like
got to be.
reboot Valiant? I wonder. I don't know that one. Tom Nordel, are you all going to Heroes Con in North Carolina? Firm maybe. We don't know about that one yet. That's obviously on our list. Oh, I see here. Bring up the Bloodshot Salvation. What year is it? Can you see? Valiant Entertainment. So yes, it has to be
Published in
2018. Oh, interesting. Bronzeville has a DD1. Bat Signal says, my Cap collection is going great. My first 100 issues. I'm only missing 102. The Sleeper. I know exactly which one that is. Good book. Good stuff. Valiant. You and I are Valiant. You
Yes.
are not
I
Valiant.
am not.
We Richard or Forrest and I are trying to get a complete shooter era run.
I'm almost done with my 9/8 of all the number ones from the 90s.
Do you have a Harbinger? 9.8?
I don't. That's
I
one of
don't
the ones
either.
I'm missing.
I have a 9.6. I have not been able to get a 9.8.
I have one that I've pressed that is going to be a 9.6, maybe a 9.8 if the CGC man gets lucky the night before.
Tape a 20 to the back.
Offer a massage. A special massage. Oh, there's Tinker Balls. Baby, come here, Tinker. Let's make an appearance. Make a
Hunting for
cameo.
something.
For anyone that's new, it doesn't know Tinker Balls is Tinker Balls is one of Richard's cats. They rescue cats and they end up keeping them. And they thought Tinker Balls was a male until
A female.
until they went to go get him fixed. And then they discovered he's a baby. Hey, love. Here's a Tinkerball appearance for everybody. Rick says, yes, I love comic books and much needed laughs. Well, this is the place, intentional or not. You're going to get those laughs. Raphael's here too. Say hi, Rafa. Exactly. For the live sale people that know Chicken Hand and Miss Chicken Hand. He's here. Hi, baby.
Look at your little toe pads.
All right. Ketums. I know. There's the kitty. Somebody else come up with the subject. How about that news today?
Well, I haven't to ask you. Have you seen Ant-Man?
No.
Have you seen Shazam?
No. Have you?
No.
Okay.
Are we burnt out on comic movies?
You know, that's my point.
Are you guys burnt out on comic movies? That would be Tinker Balls
jumping in the CGC.
jumping into a CGC box at Richards.
That's my point. I mean, I had, first of all, I've had no interest in watching Shazam at all.
No.
I
I haven't seen the first one.
didn't see the first one.
I saw the first one. I enjoyed the first one, but I always like Shazam. It's just silly. So
But you know, Ant-Man, you know, I thought would be more of a draw. But
You would think with a title like Quantum
The
Mania,
Mania.
I'd be all over it. The Quasar
Right.
reference and everything. And I'm going to wait till it comes on Disney Plus, I think.
yeah, I waited until Black Panther 2 came out on Disney Plus before I watched
really,
Raphael watched half of that on the plane here. I couldn't even be bothered. I went to sleep.
it was. Yeah. We went to see Black Panther in the theater, and it was a good movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't as awesome as the first movie, but then you know we lost the main character, so that's not to be. But you know it had Namor in it, which is great. Or Namor.
Every time I glanced over at his iPad, I saw a car chase. Every time I looked over, there's another car chase. What do we got? Oh, Dean, I've watched this cat grow from a little girl to a big man. Jason says we should look into Ithacon in Ithaca, New York. So many great creators live there and are often just hanging out. Flip through a bin, talking to a guy, and it was Roger Stern.
Oh wow!
Okay, Michael Kim, Richard, what are our plans for at San Diego?
What are we doing? We're what?
I don't know. We tend to go to San Diego and get burned out after the first day.
Yeah.
To be honest,
We're going.
We're old.
Yeah, we are old. Our friend Evan is coming too. He's bringing his wife. Evan is super excited. It's his first time going. He wanted to do the entire, the preview night and all the other nights. And I'm trying to tell him he's not going to be able to. It looks good. That whole pie looks good, but you're going to get halfway through eating that pie, and you're going, man, there's still half a pie left.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not doing preview night. I don't know if you are or not.
I think I'm going to preview night to do what I used to do very traditionally to pay for the trip. I would go to preview night and buy as many exclusives as I could to put on eBay immediately to flip for cash.
Okay.
So I might do that. But here's the thing about San Diego. If you've never gone to a proper San Diego summertime SD Comic-Con, it's like Vegas.
I've not been.
It's worth going once, to experience it and see the cosplay and everything. And after that, you're kind of like, oh, I lost half my money on the slots. Now I'm tired and I'm drunk and I want to go home. And I'm tired of half-dressed women coming up and wanting me to take pictures with them for tips. Just like San Diego.
Just like San Diego.
So that's my take on San Diego. It's Vegas. You do it once, you've done it. Now, having said that, I've gone every single year.
I'm just wondering, the focus of, from what I understood, the focus of the real SDCC was not really comic books. It was really pop culture. So,
Right.
So the big studios drove, had the large booths and things
Right.
like that. But you're not going to have a DC booth.
They're cut back on so much spending.
Right.
Yeah.
And, any Marvel presence is now going to be, limited. So who's going to be the anchors for SDCC?
Vadim says, I hate to say it, but I think we might be a little oversaturated with superhero movies in the past several years. I agreed. I haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder. Friggin' Hercules is in it, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I did see that one.
I got halfway through it on the plane the last time I came here in December. I never finished it.
I'm just
But
not. I'm just
I've
not
wanted one for so long that
Yeah.
they came out. I was all excited, and I'm just like,
I know.
It's just
We're
another one.
spoiled rotten. Remember we were kids and all we had was like
the 1976
Spider-Man on-
Captain
yeah,
America
and
when he's driving that
Hulk,
motorcycle.
Wonder
with
Woman
the
on
plastic
ABC.
shield.
I'm with
Luke
you.
Ferrigno.
We're spoiled
Yeah.
rotten.
We are. We have such
We're
a
little snots.
preponderance. We've got to think with the how many years now has it been? 15 years for
Oh, I know.
yeah.
All right, here we go. We got Tom back here. Here's what I got. The celebrated EC story Master Race about the former Nazi death camp commandant on the run
Wow.
is probably based on the true life capture of bank robber Willie Sutton in February 1952.
Really?
Probably so. More importantly than that, although we appreciate it, Tom, is Richard Williams, who wants to know what grade we give Tinkerballs.
A 10.0.
A 10.0, kidums.
Knowing a grade.
Robert Reese talking about that Bloodshot cover. Just collected every Kim Jong-gi cover ever printed. He recently passed. Yep. He only drew from memory. Check him out drawing on YouTube. He mentioned a number of current comic illustrators. And Parker says the coolest thing about the Shooter interview, the Jim Shooter interview, was how much of a comic book fan he is. Oh, and the original art behind him, that's probably worth a fortune.
Yes.
That
I texted John when I was watching it.
Before we went on, I made him tell me the story of that, and Jack drew him that cover. I think he said in '93.
Oh, really?
Fairly late, which it showed like that. James Sanchez, SDCC used to be fun, of course. Dude, 7-Eleven cups made 7-Eleven made cups. And it blew my mind, let alone a movie. Richard, we have breaking news. The cat, Tinkerballs, was eating the cheese plate that we set out for us to snack on. So there we go.
He would eat himself until he exploded if he had a choice.
Tom, that's interesting stuff about the Master Race. I do want to check that out. He says to look up the Arnold Schuster murder. So good stuff. You have become a pre-code EC guy, right?
Pardon?
You become a pre-code EC guy to an
I
extent.
love EC. EC is
You're buying the reprints, you're not trying to get.
I can't afford the original prints.
Oh, come on, Richard. Look
You
at this
can do
beautiful kitchen.
That's why I can't afford it.
Look at them. Look at the shelf behind me. By the way, that needs a press.
Which one? The 4.5?
The X-Men 94. Look.
Yeah.
Look at that. See the waviness? I'm here to help people. I'm here to help. Forrest, what are your goals for this year? What are you trying to finish now that you got Daredevil run #1 done?
I'm trying to finish my Cap 100 and up run. So I've got about 50 books left. So
Tinkerball's just snip the candle.
So, but
hey.
This cat's out of control.
But I'm trying to not buy as much as I was.
My cap run is done. I got to finish my Tales of Suspense.
Okay,
58 to 99.
90. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, and I have 58, but not 59 yet.
Right. Working
For
on
that. Yeah.
I'm down to buying oddball things that I want for my collection. Like I bought the Static 45, the last issue of Static. I'm looking at buying a Marvel Miracle Man #1, the UK version,
Mm.
which is only 1,600 printed, and so I'm looking for a right price on that. I don't have any more runs that I need to work on.
Yeah. Like when we went to the Fan Expo, I bought Nature Boy #3,
Mhm.
which is the last Golden Age appearance of Blue Beetle.
John Buscema cover too, right?
Yes, it is.
There you go.
But I never knew I wanted it until I saw it.
Yeah,
It's just one of those
What are
things.
you laughing about, Richard?
it's you and your freaking memory. It's like
It's scary.
and I love it because for the show especially, I could just whip a book out and you can give me a 20-minute discourse on it.
Yeah, John or Richard likes to whip it out.
Put up Jason's comment there. Richard loves to whip it out. I think Richard turning down his chase of Amazing Fantasy 15 was one of the best moments of the show. I love the full circle of the kitchen now making it onto the show. It's true. Tell for the new people, because we have Rick who's new. Tell them the story about how you were chasing Amazing Fantasy 15 and what your final decision was.
Yeah, I had spent about 6 months saving money. Amazing Fantasy, even a 1.0 was still at the time was a $20,000 book. So I had saved this a significant chunk of money, and I had the money, and I was finding some copies, and I looked and I saw, buying this book didn't make financial sense because I had credit card debt, another debt that I wanted to take care of. So instead of buying the book, I paid off all of my debts. Yeah, it was great. I mean, it's a great feeling not to have that kind of debt over your head. I didn't have the book. It's a hindsight, the book kind of took a dip here in the last.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should buy one now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sell your new kitchen.
Yeah.
And buy an AF-15.
So I'm still like to have it. To me, that's kind of one of those aspirational books for your collection. But I don't regret not getting it.
I'm proud that I let you do that entire story without making a reference to Susie Orman.
We knew it was coming.
We did. It was assumed that there would be a Susie Orman comment.
Sorry. John, I need to know your thoughts on the early 90s Captain America movie. I absolutely loved it as a kid with the rubber ears and all, how far we have come. It drove me nuts. I was old enough to really be angry about it because the Red Skull is now an Italian. That's it. That's all I can say about that movie.
How did they justify
I
that?
don't think they wanted to go near the Nazi thing too much, and so they made him an Italian dictator or something. And
that's fascist enough,
I guess.
Yeah.
But the Cap was played by J.D. Salinger's son.
Oh wow!
And he was actually pretty good. It was weird. Again, weird choices. They had his mask. And instead of cutting out space for his ears and having his ears, they had rubber ears.
I didn't know.
So did Salinger have like cauliflower ear or something? It was really unattractive. I don't know. Or big hairy ears. Who knows?
You only had one ear.
So there are my thoughts. Now, Jason, I will say I wish I had it on VHS sealed so I can get it graded.
Yeah.
What else we got there? Tom, with great financial power comes great responsibility. I salute you, Tom Myrtle. That's right. Richard Williams says Justice League Dark could be awesome if done right. Definitely burned out on most recent Marvel and DC films. Does Tinkerballs lose their grade for eating the cheese?
No, it's just so common.
Never.
It's so common. It's not even noticeable. You notice I didn't even yell at him for it. Just went up, picked it up, and put the cheese away.
Well, cats have very sensitive feelings. They get their feelings hurt.
Justice League Dark would be great. I'm a huge Constantine fan. I'd love to see a movie with him and Zatanna. That would be fun.
Do you have to introduce them first in other movies, or can you just start?
I'm so tired of origin stories. I mean, it's how many times have they told the freaking Spider-Man origin story?
What is that?
Tinkerbell just ran off with a pack of mustard in his mouth. We got some take.
No, it was a Post-it.
Oh, Post-it. He's got a Post-it. He's delivering mail now.
Yeah. See,
Well, I want a question movie.
I would love a question movie, but
They would never.
Which one?
Montoya,
or do you want the classic
The classic.
Denny O'Neil Vic
Yeah.
Sage question?
Yes.
Or do you want the Ditko? There is no gray.
No.
There is only white or black.
The Vic Sage.
All right. Now you know. Jason, still talking about that Captain America movie from the 90s. He won't let it go. Red Skull was an Italian child genius that they abducted to make him the super soldier and was raised through brainwashing. Why are you reminding me of this, Jason?
It's an open wound.
Do you take particular joy in seeing me pain?
All right, you have to read this one.
I'm just joking, Jason. Dan Newman, as this live is happening, got an offer from someone on Shortbox to purchase my CGC 9.4 ASM for $4,800. Do you take the bag or hold on for dear life? Dan, we're going to help you live right now.
He's got to put his
Let
glasses
me get
on.
my cheaters on. And we're going to go right over to GPA. We're going to help you out. We were debating whether our English teacher from high school was dead or not. So I had to Google that earlier.
Oh, which one?
Mr. Bayless.
Oh,
Is he dead?
not that I know.
Okay.
Not that I've.
Breaking news, Mr. Bayless from Elyria West High School is still alive. Oh, I forgot a bridge. I have to. Oh,
It's
my
so
Lord.
annoying.
I hate these.
This
Cap-
way
The
AI
captchas
Yeah.
are the worst.
AI just turn on the captions. You'll have to give a blitz.
We're looking at ASM 129, right?
Yes.
All right. I hear the dog. The Richard Brown Animal Sanctuary.
Yeah, we have a lot of animals.
Let's see here. Amazing Spider-Man.
It's
They really
Always a pain
fix
in the-
It's such a pain in the
to
butt.
find it.
We're looking for you, buddy. Hold on. Be patient with us.
And it's 643
I'm looking.
is the number.
642.
Oh, 42,
Close. Good though. I wouldn't have known that. 129, right?
GPA.
Yeah.
Anybody from GPA is please redo your site.
Please let Richard
Please.
do it for
Yes,
you.
I will willingly do it as long as you give me API access to it.
All right. 9.4 last sale was in February for $4,080. So Dan, take the offer. As Susie Orman would say, you are approved. Approved. Take that $4,800 and run. Pay your credit card off with it. If you have a high interest credit card right now, pay that off first. And then you have some fun money. All right.
Well, first,
We need Dead Man.
That would
Ooh,
be
Dead Man
awesome
would be
too.
great.
Yeah.
But this
Mussolini's skull can ride around in a Vespa. It must close It's true. That's true. That is true. Live comic advice happening. Dan says, appreciate you guys. Love it. Take that. If someone offered me $800 over GPA, I wouldn't even
Yeah.
hesitate.
not
Do it.
in today's
Especially in
market.
this market.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah.
Right. It's a tough market.
Go ahead. Parker says, I've taken my collection from 5,000 books down to 250 slabs, and no, going through the pain of having a top 100. Have you guys ever thought about downsizing? Parker, you're new here. I have downsized twice. And by that, with the air quotes, I mean I've sold my entire collection twice in my lifetime. And both times, the first time, I don't regret it whatsoever. I was young. I was in debt. I needed transportation. I was trying to move to California. I got some money. I did it.
And bought a Ford Ranger.
Bought a Ford Ranger with the money I sold my comics with. Cash, no payments. The second time, I went through a breakup and I had to move out and find my own place. That one I regret because I could have really just kept my books. I had almost a full run of Venus. I had so many 50s Atlas War and Western books. I had boxes and boxes of Atlas. I had almost a full run of all the Atlas hero stuff, Men's Adventures, Young Men, Captain America. I had lots of Golden Age caps, later ones, not the real money World War II ones, but I had issue 59, issue 63, stuff like that. So don't ever let a woman or a man take your comics from you.
Yeah, and I need to downsize.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
bought a collection during the pandemic of 10,000 books that I am in the process of pricing so that I can sell.
Yeah.
So
I would love to be Zen-like and be able to focus it down to 250 slabs. Sounds awesome because that gives you enough to have your favorite books from whatever era. It's just tough. It's tough. Collecting is a disease, I think, because I can see McNair getting down to 250 and then something else. Oh well, maybe I want the Dark Knight as a part. Dark Knight Returns is a part of my collection, but that'll be 251. I'll just add one more book.
I think it's tougher for the three of us because we actually like the books and read them, you know, as opposed to seeing them as mere collectibles. We love the collectible part of it. Don't get us wrong. But I can't ever imagine selling my Quasars 1 through 61.
Right.
I can't ever imagine selling my Hercules covers.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
X-Men run. Yeah, that'd be tough.
And before the pandemic, I wasn't collecting much anymore. And John's like, "Oh, you should just sell your collection." And I'm like, "All right." So I spent all winter going through my collection, getting it ready. I was going to sell it. The pandemic happens, and I go from 5,000 books to there's almost 9,000 books in my personal collection now, and then the 10,000 that I bought that other collection.
I'm
His
sorry.
wife really
Yeah.
happy with the number
I'm
of comic books.
I've taken over the basement.
Special message to Monica, Forrest's wife. I apologize sincerely. What else we got there? You pick something there. Nothing beats the classic covers, but the art in moderns is awesome. I agree to an extent. Every era has its greatness, and every era has its life hilts.
Whoops, hang on. this
James
is one.
Sanchez. I sold my first collection after I got married. Never should have done that. Current collection is over 20K. No plans to downsize till death do us.
That's right.
part.
Could be buried in a coffin made of comic books. That would be good.
Just remember, put a clause in your will to have somebody that knows what they're doing sell your books for you, for your family.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is leave a collection to your loved ones where they have no idea what to do
Right.
with it. And then some mercenary dealer like Richard or myself comes in and lowballs them for pennies on the dollar.
I'll pay you $5 a pound. How's that?
You know, they're grieving, and, you know, some cold-hearted bastard like me. I've never done that. By the way, I'm kidding. Comic Boom. Hey, classic comic keys often have covers that
Oh no, he's gonna leave us hanging.
What?
we're waiting for you to finish your thought. I think I got kicked offline, maybe.
Oh no!
Okay,
We'll
55
never
of
know.
you. Wow. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm almost hoarse.
Richard.
Oh, do you send books in to CGC for their private signing?
We were just talking about
We were
this.
literally just talking.
Tell us the
about
story.
it. J. Scott Campbell is doing a CGC signing, and I'm interested in. I'm looking around at my collection to see if there's a book that I want to send in to have him sign. He's one of my favorite artists, so I would definitely think about that. The other one I would do is Todd McFarlane. Obviously, if I had, I have this book's. That's not there.
That's Frank Miller.
That's Miller. Yeah, I'm like,
He'll put his FM.
Yeah, I would do Todd. A couple other artists, but for the most part, I'm ambivalent about signed books. I think it's polarizing. Some people love signed books. Some people think, why would somebody want to scribble on the cover of my perfectly good comic book? So you really have to balance that. If it's for your permanent collection, you're going to keep it forever, and you like signed books, great. But if you don't like, it doesn't make a difference to you, you may want to keep it unsigned because it gives you more options for selling.
oh,
I
and,
love that Stan Lee signed my Venom Lethal Protector #1.
well, hang on. We have
Breaking news. Finish the Comic Boom has finished his thought. Classic key comics often have covers that reflect content. Many modern variant covers have no relation to the comic. I tell you, do you think that will impact future value? I know it drives me nuts when I see like a Howard the Duck tribute cover on the Avengers.
It has absolutely nothing to do with the book. It has to do with the artist and the cover art and whether or not it's desirable. If it's a desirable cover, it'll have value. If it's not a desirable cover, then it's just going to be another also ran. I mean, we've seen that with, so many different covers where there's 60 different variant covers. Out of those 60, maybe one, maybe two are actually the ones that grab people's attention and are worth something. The rest of them are just also ran.
They're a box filler.
Yeah.
Jason writes, I've always thought in retirement, if my kids don't care, I may sell it all to get the highest graded ASM one possible and have that be there. Easy for them to move and a token for me to keep. I've thought about that too. I've thought about, I turned 70,
Consolidating, getting that cap one.
getting that cap one, and at least, before I kick it, I got it.
I'm still trying to get that one.
Which one?
My buddy has one.
Oh, shh.
Yeah.
See, most Golden Age books really just don't do it for me. I mean,
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Richard.
No, I'm not saying they're not valuable, but action number one, if I happen to have $3 million, I don't know I would spend $3 million in an action one.
Well, that's funny you say that because JR writes, what do you think of the sale of Batman 1 that sold for $1,110,000 hairs on Heritage?
That's great. I mean, it's obviously somebody wanted it. Somebody values it to that, and that's great. I hope they love the book.
Hope they're happy.
JR, what did it look like? Do you know the grade? I hadn't seen that Heritage sale. I'm not a Batman guy, so I don't.
I just
Care.
I just don't know if I would spend that much money. Just like I'm a huge car guy, I would. There are some cars out there, like some of the Bugattis that are worth $4 million. It's great. Even if I had $4 million to spend on a car, I don't know if I want to spend it on a Bugatti.
This is a man who in 1988, you bought a DX7 synthesizer for how much?
Yeah, I was rather irresponsible with my money at the time. The funny story is, I bought. You're talking about it was an RX-7 drum machine.
Thank you. That's what
I actually bought the RX-7 drum machine from Trent Reznor,
who worked at Pi
who worked at
Keyboards.
Pi Keyboards back then.
We're old.
A little bit.
So yeah, that was my first contact with Trent Reznor. He was.
That's a question for Richard.
Richard just received an ASM number 4 second printing. Do you have a favorite second printing in your PC? I bet I know.
The big Ultimate Fallout 4. That's a good one. Let's see. I've got Captain Marvel up here on the wall. The second printing of. Do I have a favorite second printing? I do. I'm just trying to think.
What it is?
What it is, yeah. There's a number of them. There's the Ironheart Ironheart number 1 second printing for that.
Yeah, but that's just a logo color change, right? Is there a different cover?
Yeah, there is a different cover. That's a good question. I don't have a good answer because let me keep pondering it.
All right. Moving on, Mako Kim is sending in books for Alex Ross and Adam Hughes.
Yep, Adam Hughes would be awesome.
What else do we have here? Let's see. That Batman 1 was a CGC 8.0 and was part of the Selling Superman film from Detroit. That Fantasy, whatever. Fantastic collection. Yeah. Reznor referenced the most delightful, an unexpected thing I thought I'd hear on here. Oh, Michael Patrick Sullivan, you're new here, aren't you? Richard and I make many references to industrial music, which is what we kind of grew up on. Lots of Front 242 references, lots of Ministry references here. We even had a My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult reference on the show before.
Yeah. Yep.
PWEI.
Pop will eat itself. Alan Moore knows the score.
That's right.
But Paper Abyss wrote first, when can we expect your electro dance album, Richard? Richard was in a band, a electro goth band called The Stars. Along with Evan. That's where Evan and Richard know each other.
Yep.
Richard had a big black cape in the photo sessions.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I went through my goth phase. It was fun. I have to say it was fun.
It was hilarious. All right.
First.
Jim. Hi, Jim. Oh, hey,
Hey,
Tinkerballs.
Tinkerballs.
Making a cameo. Thank you, Tink.
Come here.
Do we have a favorite among the auction sites and why? The one that has the cheapest buyer's premium is my favorite, which would probably be eBay.
I always buy from Dig Auctions only because their slabs they're not super expensive usually, and I pick up 9/8 there all the time.
I used to do Heritage. It just got way too, unless it's something super rare that I can't find anywhere else. Heritage would be the one, but now I don't even do any. I can't do them anymore.
Yeah.
Matthew Bullock auctions we like.
Yeah, the fees for auctions are ridiculous. You pay 20% of what you pay for the book in fees. It's nuts. So you end up buying
Do all
books on
three,
auctions that are rare, hard to find.
Richard, we need pics of you in that band next week. There's more.
Mhm.
Did you have hair then?
Hold on.
Richard has hair now, I'll have you know, Bat Signal. What instrument did you play? Richard played
Played
keyboards, sequencers, and keyboards. Yes, there you go. There you go. Richard, did Lestat made a lot of recordings. In fact, Lestat was actually fairly famous in the goth community, right?
So
Okay.
I actually have a cassette tape insert from the band.
I'm going to see if you guys can see this. I'm going to have to get up and show you. Richard, how
here.
popular
Over
was
here.
Lestat? at one point?
Around here, I mean, it's like that line, world famous in Poland.
Yeah. Big fish, little pond.
Yeah. He did.
A little closer and put your finger on it to focus and go down a bit.
On here.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And you can see our boy Richard there.
Mm-hmm. Evan is the one. Evan is in there too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
there
it's
you
all
go.
self-produced crap. We didn't have a label or anything like that, but it was fun. You know, we got together, we played music.
All right, and I'll read the
Please read the song titles.
Dark Trick, Red Light, Passing, The Forge, Remake, Sensory Stimulation,
Hold on. What's the name of the album, Forrest?
Theater of the Vampires,
Theater
Yes.
of the Vampire.
and Phoenix.
Phoenix, yes.
Welcome to Goth Talk. My name is Azrael Libis.
It actually, if you go to iTunes Music and type in Lestat, there's 3 albums up there.
Evan was the vocalist.
Yes.
And we could consider him the lead songwriter, or was it
Mhm.
more collaborative?
No, it was-
Just-
yeah.
Just found Pray for the Living on YouTube.
There you go.
Yeah, that was from a later
later version.
Yeah. I was part of the band for the first album, but there was 2 other albums afterwards, and the lineup changed a lot.
Let me read you the lineup for the original Lestat. I'm going to read you the names. Susan, Raz,
That was
Jess,
mhm.
Richard.
And Paper Abyss Comics says that the whole album is on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Lestat, Theater of Vampires, featuring Richard from Bronze and Modern Gods on keyboards and sequencers. Is that fair?
Yeah. Okay, this is from 1988.
Richard Williams. I think Richard is blushing.
Sure is. Wow. Well, you got some publishing here, Richard. I can see that you have a writing credit on 3 of the songs.
Mhm.
So when this gets synced for a big ad campaign for
Sure.
Calvin Klein, you'll be rolling in the dough.
Here, Frog Brawler.
That's pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure I've heard your band before. There's still an industrial club down the street from me that I go to.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
good chance there was going to be a Lestat box set a couple of years ago, right?
Mhm.
There was interest from someone that wanted to collect all the Lestat recordings. I don't know who, but
Probably Evan.
But,
probably yeah.
and
although-
that makes me laugh.
You spin me right around. Richard.
Anybody who's interested, they're talking about they're doing Night of Clubs was this big goth alternative club here in Cleveland area. Yeah, this is the dog.
Richard is a great name, says Richard
Yeah.
Williams.
There's going to be a reunion later this year for that, and then talking about Lestat playing for the reunion.
Let's go with Jim's. Jim asks Richard, if you could be Feige for a day, or Feige, or however you say his name, how would you introduce Doctor Doom to the MCU? You've hinted at this before.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Like I said, I'm still tired of origin stories, so I really don't want to do the whole Fantastic Four, Victor Von Doom crap. That's just been done with Fox. And don't need to do it again. I don't know. Secret Wars is an opportunity to bring him in. The whole Emperor Doom thing would be great, but that may be a bit much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have hoped they would. They missed an opportunity in bringing him in with Black Panther
Quantumania.
or Quantum.
From what I hear,
Yeah.
Black Panther would have been interesting.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Vibranium thing.
Nikki Gogol. I picked up an ASM 300 in a collection, 9.6 potential, with Todd Sig on the inside.
Ooh.
Probably back from '89. Have you used CBCS Sig authentication service? I'm tired. If not, what have you heard?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be good. You have a story.
Yeah, it makes me mad.
Raza fraza.
I had a Black Cat #1. This is what J. Scott Campbell was doing the covers again a few years ago, and he did the Le Chat. It was the famous French poster.
Lestat.
He did it, and it was signed. It was signed on the cover because and I still do. J. Scott Campbell's website. They sell basically comic, blind boxes that you buy from them, and there's 6 comics in there, and I got it. So the one I got was signed already. So Forrest was sending in some books for grading to CBCS. I said, I'll give it a try. I gave him the book, pressed it, gave him the book, and it was a really easy process. It came back really quick.
Yeah, it was. Well, and also this was back in 21 before they ran into all the issues
Right.
of the long times. But yeah, because I had a Daredevil 158 signed by Miller, and you had that. Mine did not come back as nice as yours.
I was happy it came back. I turned around and sold it for $500, which I thought was great money, of course, but nowadays it's going for about $1,500. So
Raphael, can you come over here for a second? We have a comment for you from Stephen Martin.
hey, Steven.
Did you have a kitty in your lap?
You can stay there. I'll read it to you. He has a cat in his lap, so he doesn't want to get up. Stephen Martin is heading to Tokyo next week. So excited to pick up some OG Shonen Jumps. Should we get Stephen to get you any Sailor Moon stuff while he's there? There's your answer, Stephen.
Yeah, hi, Steven.
Do any of you guys have a Plastic Man #1? Bad Signal. Are you talking
Which
OG
one?
1940s Plastic Man '1, 1966 DC Plastic Man '1, 1970? No, 19. When was the Kyle Baker one? 2004, 2005?
I don't remember.
The answer is no. Sorry, I don't.
But I would love one.
I would too. I've been buying, you guys know, if you watch me on live sales and see, I've been buying a lot of Dollmans and a lot of feature comics. So I'm quality comics adjacent to Plastic Man. I like the Dollman covers because it's male bondage, which is hysterical.
It is absolutely hilarious. It could be taken for nothing else but male bondage.
There was no porn back then, so you had to do what you had to do in those closeted, repressed days.
Oh, super repressed.
Speaking of repressed, I'm sitting here looking at this the entire time.
Yeah, okay. Somebody asked me about second prints. This is a great second print.
What do you like about this, Richard?
Does sex sell?
On it. Yeah.
I think you can put your finger on it.
And Bat Signal Comics says that he has the one from 66.
Oh, I would love the Jack Cole run for sure. Favorite hero with elastic-based powers.
Elastigirl.
Oh, Elastigirl. Yeah. I don't know. Reed Richards, I think, is probably my favorite hero.
I'd have to say I like the 60s lighthearted, elongated man backups from Detective Comics, the ones that were drawn by Carmine Infantino, and he inked himself, because there were like 6 or 7 pages, and there was a beginning, a mystery, a climax, and a resolution. And he was married, and everything was fun.
Is that when they had the plastic baby?
No, they did not have a plastic baby. That was with plastic
Plastic-
hula hula
That's right.
from the 70s. Hey now, says Michael Kim. I wonder if that's in reference to the book.
This is actually a pretty hard book to come by, especially.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, without fingerprints all over.
That's what he said. It's a hard book to come by.
Oh, stop it.
Write that on his tombstone, folks. All right. We are at the 1 hour mark with 62 people. What do we think? I know. I'm so pleased everybody came and hung out tonight. I can't even talk anymore. I'm talked it out.
It must be a slow Thursday.
It is. There's nothing going on at all.
That's right.
Nothing in the news.
Yeah, don't turn the TV on. Yeah.
Stay here. Curl up by the fire with a cocoa.
Oh, here we go.
Do you guys ever play D&D?
I'll
I'll sit back and let you both answer this for us.
I
Definitely.
started playing D&D with back in '78. I remember the white box set with the 3 books in it. I had a copy. I wish I still had that.
Yeah.
I had the basic D&D box set. And then we moved to advanced D&D, and I had all the original book sets from there. So you said yes, I played a lot of classic D&D. I haven't played any real the 5th edition stuff, just because I just haven't had a group to play with.
Yeah, and I started playing after school in 7th grade. We started playing at school at Westwood Junior High.
I was not allowed to play Dungeons and Dragons because I grew up in a Southern Baptist Christian household, and that was a portal to hell that would allow demons to enter you and make you homosexual. Luckily, none of that happened.
Well, the question, is there if you had played D&D.
No, I did. Here's what I used to do. I couldn't play Dungeons and Dragons. So you guys remember at like KB or some of the hobby stores, TSR and these other companies would sell like these little mini games, like little portable games, like they would be spy games or, and you read the instructions. You could learn how to play it in like a half an hour. And it was like a little mini role play game. I used to buy those. Those were my entry point into Satan. And then I eventually said, screw this. I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. I don't care. And by that point, I was in my teens, and I didn't get challenged. I think they were more worried about my album collection than they were Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
All right.
Back then, Tunnels and Trolls was another
Tunnels
game.
and Trolls.
Yep.
Here's an important question.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you guys Star Trek comic books fans?
I am fans of the original Star Trek run from
And then the
the
next
60s.
one's
The later Star Trek runs, especially around the movies, I just leave me cold. Really haven't found much interest in those.
Jason writes, not a joke. Have you ever considered getting Susie Orman on? Her advice may be amazing. My head would explode. I don't know.
I don't think, other than Jack Kirby, I don't know who else you can get.
I joke a lot about Susie Orman, but people who have listened to the podcast have heard me go on my screed. I won't go it. But in my early 30s, incredibly in debt, upside down in loans, credit card debt, drowning me. My FICO was like 611. And I read Susie Orman's book, The Guide to Being Young, Fabulous, The Young Person's Guide to Being Young, Fabulous, and Broke. And it literally changed my life because it changes the way you think about money. They don't teach financial knowledge in school. That should be a required class.
Mm-hmm.
You should have to sit there and learn how compound interest works. You will never use a credit card once you find out how compound interest works. Okay, screed over. Oh, thanks, Bat Signal. I appreciate you very much. And hi, JG. I see you there. Button allergy. I'm allergic to, I only use zippers and Velcro. Do you have any favorite Golden Age Archie or MLJ publications? Susie is a great example. Button allergy. I was just at that WonderCon last week, and there was a guy who scored a whole short box of Susies from a dealer who didn't know what they were and didn't know what they were worth, and he got them for a steal.
Really?
So Richard's got some.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Archie books. There's a Golden Age, which is Archie 55.
Thank you, JG. We appreciate that.
I'm on the hunt for Archie 50, which is the famous headlights cover.
That's close.
It's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these kind of ribald Archie covers. Excuse me, from the 50s. I love. I've got a few of those. I am kind of trying to do a collection of those as well. So when I see them for a reasonable price, I pick them up.
Late night. Hello, Bronze and Modern Gods. Thoughts on Joe Quesada signing with Amazon Studios? We recorded an episode earlier tonight where we cover all that. We don't want to spoil it, but let's just say cautiously optimistic and tune in Monday. Jason, I'll read Susie Orman if you read Starman. Jason, deal. I will read Starman. I will download the omnibus this weekend. Deal? I want you to check in with me next week, okay?
So you teased the wrong bear.
I'll do that. I'll do the same thing. Diener, don't know if you guys covered this. Unstoppable Doom Patrol came out this week, where you scratch the cover like a lotto ticket and reveal 1 of 5 feelings from Jane. How would this get graded?
Oh God.
I think it would get graded like a digital sticker.
So if it wasn't scratched off,
No, I think they would give it because they have to know which cover it is in order to grade it. And the only way you know what cover it is if you scratch it off. So I think they would say, like, you know, Crazy Jane, Insane cover scratched off. Almost like they do with a digital sticker when you peel it off. They'll still give it a 9.8, but it'll say on the note. So that's my guess. We'll find out. Mrs. Horsecock Express is here.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
Oh,
The Young Person's Guide to Being Fabulous and Broke, I think is the title. I can tell you the exact title. You too, Vamp. Talk for a second. Richard. Okay, don't talk.
he was reading. You can't
sorry.
do both.
Well, what are your expectations for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 film? What will James Gunn do? I think I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That cast does the lighthearted buddy thing better than any other Marvel cast I've seen so far. So it's going to be the swan song for the original cast. So I hope they do it well. As far as James Gunn, if he's smart, he was going to revamp the entire. You know, he has an opportunity to revamp the entire DC extended universe, and will take the opportunity to do that and kind of reboot everything. That's what I'm looking for him to do.
All right, you got another one here for you from Jim. Comic Link has an Archie 50, 6.5 for bid in mid-April. That's not going to go cheap.
They're not cheap books, and that's why I don't have one, because every time I see one that I think is going to be a good deal, you know, it gets bid up. And all of these, you know, early Archies are coveted by collectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if anybody has any Archies or any of the related books that have tennis covers, I'm looking for those.
Tennis covers,
Judo covers.
judo covers,
So those are my oddball things that I collect.
tied up guys,
That's this one.
Legs and boobs.
legs and boobs. I'm watching Richard's computer, his laptop right now. He's got eBay open, and I see there's something in his cart. Richard, what's in your
What
cart?
is in my cart?
Your cart is empty. The heck?
Oh, now it's saying it's empty.
Yeah. Oh, somebody bought it out from under you.
Oh, that probably is.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap. I like putting you on the spot, see what's in your cart. Jason is ordering Susie Orman's book right now. If you're a little older and you're worried about retirement, she has a book of retirement strategies too, for anyone that's like 40 or above and feels like they're behind. Any
any
year
year.
for Archie tennis covers.
And I have a list at home. I don't remember when.
But do you care what year
Oh,
it is? You usually
no.
win them all. You win them
Yeah,
all, right?
I just won't. Yeah,
There you go.
any of them.
There you go. Steven, manga. I keep saying manga. Manga is dominating publishing this year. Do you think in 20 years, Westerns are going to be doomed to be those books my dad and grandpa likes
Yeah.
and the new generation likes chasing old manga releases? Probably.
Yeah. Manga is very, very popular right now. I think the Japanese market is dominating. I just don't get it. I hate to say it. I mean, a lot of mangas, some manga I really enjoy, like Mai. It's like a girl. I love that. I love that run. But some of the other manga that's out there now, I don't know if it's a cultural translation thing, but I just don't get the stories. I even the manga TV shows like Elfid Lied, which is a great show. I love the show, but I don't get it. It's a problem on my part.
Old man yells at cloud. Film at 11.
Pretty much. But yes, Stephen, I think you're right.
Starman Omnibus Volume 1, $25 hardcover. I'm going to look and see if it's on Kindle.
And 1175
There
is
you
coming
go.
in 2 days.
I see you, Jason.
All right.
Oh, and here.
Challenge accepted. All right.
I think that Wonder Woman Black and Gold behind Richards is the best Wonder Woman cover ever. Richard, do your screed.
Yes, I love this cover. This is just an amazing cover. The content of the book is immaterial. It could be much, people drawing with crayons. This is just Warren Liu's masterpiece, in my opinion, and it's my favorite cover from 2021. Just an amazing book. He's now gone on to do other books. The Action Comics 1051 with Power Girl. It's his cover. That's pretty highly desirable. But to me, this is just an amazing cover. And I actually had this one graded. This is one of the raws that I had and sent in. I don't press these because these are square bound.
Yeah, but you don't need to, really.
Yeah.
This is just pretty safe.
Brightology! Surprise live stream. No, we're still here. We'll see it on the replay.
Oh.
JG, we do it every time I'm in town for sure, because we like to be together mostly. But we'll try to do more often.
For short periods of time.
Yeah, short periods, very short. Deal for Jason. Jason, thank you. For everyone else, if anyone else is interested in that Susie Orman book and learning about how to take control of your finances, the first person that types in Quasar's real name, I will buy you a Kindle copy of the Susie Orman book. Jason is not eligible because I'm reading Starman in exchange for him. But the first person that wants the Susie Orman book and wants to take control of their life, tell me Wendell Vaughn's real.
Oh, you are just
Somebody's
horrible.
tired.
I'm
Yeah.
exhausted, you guys. I've been working like a dog.
Now you got to pick somebody else.
Yeah, well, no, I want to see if anybody types it in. We'll just see. It's got like a 30-second delay. We'll give them a second.
Hit the JG for Attacks on Titan.
Did you see that?
Yeah. That's a good one.
Richard Penniman, the Quasar of rock and roll. I'm not going to accept that as an answer. Attack on Titan, you liked?
Yes. I will say I like that. I was just thinking of the other.
Okay, sorry, Richard. 1 second. James Sanchez, you win. I need you to email me at bronzeandmoderngods@gmail.com. That's bronzeandmoderngods@gmail.com, and I will hook you up with the Kindle book for Susie.
That's how serious he is.
I am.
And has anybody watched Vox Machina?
No.
No.
It's really
Is it good?
It's good. And, it's based on some people used to play D&D together. And so it's about their stories that they had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
Same
it's
thing as our comic stuff was based on all the Marvel stuff that we used to play. And
Is anybody excited for the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
only if they do it well. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be taking the tack for D&D movies as opposed to taking it as like Lord of the Rings type movie and making it serious.
Right.
They're taking the lighthearted, roguish character kind of take to Dungeons and Dragons, which did horribly when they tried it before. So I don't know why they think it's going to work better this time. I'm hoping the cast is better. I'm hoping the storyline's better. But I would love to see like a movie or even a television show where you start a group of friends, characters together at level 1, and then they work their way up to level 20 and have adventures for, you got a number of seasons in there.
What if it was based on the cartoon?
That would be good too.
Yeah. All right, John.
Everybody keeps guessing Wendell Vaughn. We have a winner. So this is not. It was a one-time giveaway.
All right.
As a Bronze Age Hi do boo. As a Bronze Age Marvel collector, I love searching out those obscure, hard to find titles. Are there any Grail obscure Marvel Bronze Age titles you look for? Our Love Story, Gunslinger Harvey, all those, especially Harvey, Peter the Little Pest.
Oh, and here I missed this one. This was the one.
A question for John. I remember one of your previous episodes, you mentioned the Little Kids, a very tough Bronze Age Marvel series. Yes, Little Kids, Little Pals, which was the companion title to Little Kids. Peter the Pest, Homer the Happy Ghost. Anything that is non-superhero Bronze Age Marvel is tough in grade. And I love the challenge. It's not like I necessarily love the books or the content. I just love the challenge. Did we hear about the Hellfire Gala? Yes. They turned a small area outside the con into the living island of Krakoa. They did it at WonderCon too last week.
That's going to be interesting. Evan was talking about wearing a costume for that.
Jay, Chris Pine, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, it's like Chris Pine. From the trailers I've seen, he's done a good job. But it's like I keep thinking of the other D&D movie and how it was also a lighthearted romp, and it's like you're fighting monsters here.
Right. Here you
Richard,
go,
have you picked up the Warren Lowe cover for Harley Quinn?
Yeah, I saw that one. It's gorgeous. I do not have a copy of it. It didn't seem to take off as much as either the Action Comic ones or the Wonder Woman one did, but I will pick up one eventually.
Omar says, I regret selling my Wonder Woman black and gold copy, but I got tired of hiding it from my wife. We should do an Archie episode.
We could, yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
It might be our second lowest viewed one. So that sound was Tinkerballs almost knocking over an entire box of CGC slabs. Wow. Yes, Tom. There are no art credits. A lot of John Romita Sr., a lot of early Jim Starlin art in those, and even Steve Englehart, his first work for Marvel was not a writing credit. It was an art credit in Our Love Story number 14, I believe. Brighthology is disappointed that Susie didn't make an appearance. You got everything but the drag. What else can I say? We are an hour and almost 20 minutes into it with 63 people.
Wow.
So
I'm glad everybody's interested in
I have a 6 a.m. flight to Los Angeles.
And I'm running it for this tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So we are going to have to wrap it up, unfortunately. We could stay here all night, but we don't want to. We have to get some sleep. But we love you all. We appreciate you guys very much. 68 people on a Thursday night randomly, an hour and 18 minutes into it. I don't even know what to say to that except for thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. And thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been overdue.
Yeah. You were on
I was on
2 years ago?
Yes, but then I was on with Evan that one time where we did the this live where
Little
we were in
round
different
table?
places. Yeah.
All right. Everybody go read that book. Take control of your life. Take control of your finances. Take control of your collection. And we will catch you on a new episode on Monday at 3 o'clock Eastern. I said Eastern first.
Yeah.
Noon Pacific, the only one that matters. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Stay safe.
Bye.